Welcome to the DoubleACS Daily News for May 23, 2016. The Attleboro Public Library recently hosted a talk by Alice Goldstein, a Holocaust survivor and representative of the Rhode Island Holocaust Education and Resource Center. She spoke with us about her presentation.
I'm a speaker for the Rhode Island Holocaust Education Center, and they asked me to come and speak here today. And I'm very excited to know that that library has this kind of a program. I think people are concerned about what's happening in the world, and especially now with the crisis of ISIS and the Syrian refugees, it's becoming more and more relevant. Not that it's ever been irrelevant, but I think people are really much more tuned to it, and so they're looking for ways to think about what's going on and how to react and respond to it. I just think that if people know about it, then they're more aware of what might happen again. And we've been so bad at stopping genocides elsewhere. We've got to do everything we can to alert people and sensitize them to the issues so that it doesn't happen again and that people won't remain silent. I often get asked what kind of an impact this experience has had of being isolated, and I think that's the major memory I have of being isolated from the general community, not having friends, not knowing how to make friends. That has a long-term impact, and so I think that's the part that I remember the most. I remember some of the nice things too. It's a beautiful area, and it's a lovely little village. But that's so colored by the tragedies that happened there, and the way that my family was treated and the way I was treated. I couldn't buy ice cream as a little child because Jews were not allowed to have ice cream. The pettiness of it was just devastating for a little girl. It's not only the level of despair, but the abjectness of the living conditions that were there, and the terrible physical condition of the inmates. It's almost impossible to show that in film because you don't want to show the walking skeletons. You're not going to starve people to play in the film. On the other hand, I think the films are very valuable in raising consciousness about the issues, and even the lightest films like The Boy in the Striped Pajamas have some core pieces in them that I think are very valuable and that show how easily some of the German elite were seduced by the rhetoric and were happy to have the nice uniforms and the jobs and so on. So there's always something good in these films, but they can't possibly show the degradation of the camps. It's just too much. The material is out there, but school time is short and there's a lot of material to cover. It's very difficult to cover it all sometimes.
What things do you hope people will walk away from your presentation?
That they look at what's spoken and what's printed and look at it with a critical eye. Think about what it's trying to do. Think about what they know in terms of the reality, and evaluate it in those terms, and not just take everything at face value just because somebody's saying something you'd like to hear. You need to be critical about that, know whether that's doable, whether it's accurate, and not just, if the truth is inconvenient, you just tell a lie. That's not the way to do it. And I think people need to be aware of that. My book is available on Amazon, and I've talked primarily in schools, but as you know, I talk in libraries as well and other venues. If people want to reach me, they can do so through the Holocaust Center in Rhode Island and Providence. That's easily done. I just think it's important to get the word out. The school groups, I quote Martin Luther King, that if I remain silent in the face of injustice, that's the time I begin to die.
That's it for today's update. For DoubleACS News, I'm Austin Ricketts.